Thursday night into Friday morning brought a push by Hezbollah and those allied against the government. By midday, anti-government forces controlled half the city, all of West Beirut. We decided to head into this newly controlled territory to get an idea of exactly how tense the situation is. We're still hearing sporadic gunfire coming from a neighborhood near where we are right now. We're in the Hamr neighborhood. You can see the army is staging here. Not just the army staging, the international media is staging here as well. This is also an interesting neighborhood because Walid Jumblat, one of the main leaders of the Druze community, lives right over here. 72 hours ago, he came out and said the telecommunications network by Hezbollah is illegal and a threat to state security. Today, he took it a step further and said this is a coup. It certainly feels like a coup in this part of the city as we gingerly make our way forward. Across Beirut, as we drive to try to find out what's going on in the west of the city, you come across these checkpoints everywhere. From time to time, we'll stop, ask them how things are going, and see how safe it is. But it's not just army checkpoints. Armed gunmen roam the streets. We're still here in the Hamr neighborhood, just about a quarter of a mile from where we were. This intersection serves as a perfect example of what's going on in Beirut. For starters, when things are good here, this is a bustling part of the city. Secondly, at the end of this corner here, there are gunmen with RPGs and machine guns. They've kind of taken cover behind that building. They've seen we're filming, but it gives you an idea. Just a quarter of a mile away, the Lebanese army. On this street corner, gunmen. Of course, since Hezbollah took control of the western part of the city, some violence, coupled with civil disobedience, has continued. Just a few hours ago, this television station, which is called Future Television, it's owned by the Hariri family, was burned down. You can see masked men taking down political posters. They're still here on the scene, even as the Lebanese fire department tries to get the fire under control. And on the side of the building, a portrait of Rafiq Hariri, the former prime minister of Lebanon, is left as torn and as smoky as the future of the country he once led. Cal Perry, CNN, Beirut. It's a community deep in mourning. 3 men from this village in the mountains east of Beirut were killed on Sunday in clashes with Hezbollah. All were Druze. An offshoot of Islam, the religion represents about 10% of the population in Lebanon. In this pro-government village, the families have protected these mountains for years, particularly fiercely during the Civil War. It's a faith traditionally shrouded in secrecy and hidden from public view, but not today. The women scream, tell Nasrallah that his party is the party of Satan, not the party of God. Shame on them. What they've done to these young people and mutilated them, aren't they ashamed of themselves? The worst of the fighting was here in the village of Shofat. Residents say the battle lasted 5 hours. They too blame Hezbollah.
We're fighting them with words. If they can't answer us in the same way and are holding their weapons against us, let them give us weapons, and we will show them how we resist.
Even for those mourning their dead, the pride in how fiercely they fought is clear.
So they war struggle and they fight till the end of their bullets. The last bullet they have already. And so the army came and they...
So they fought until they had no more ammunition.
Yes.
2 days later, there is gunfire once again, this time marking their loss. People here in the Druze community have told me that this is even far more difficult to deal with on an emotional level than the war with Israel 2 years ago, because it's fighting amongst Lebanese on a sectarian level, something truly terrifying for a country that could be on the brink of yet another civil war. Cal Perry, CNN, Koebi, Lebanon. It's summertime and Lebanon is throwing a party. But it's not just these over-the-top parties and concerts. Although Beirut seems to be making a name for itself as a party center, it's also the cultural festivals, traditions, and history.
All these festivals are held in historic sites, which gives that edge, that blend of history and contemporary performing arts.
Festivals like this one in Baalbek showcase ancient Lebanese history in front of some of the largest Roman temples ever built. All well preserved, people flock here for the beautiful backdrop.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Add to that a vibrant party scene some say has become the best in the world, and you understand why the tourism ministry hopes to cap 2 million visitors by the end of 2009. There have, of course, been tourism seasons lost in past years due to violence, but Lebanon seems for the moment to have found a balance, shaking its violent past, blending its finer traditions with a world-class party scene.
For years, Beirut was known as a combat zone, but you got to put that out of your mind because now Beirut is this.
Beirut was considered a regional tourism spot, but no longer. The Lebanese capital now buzzes with international visitors. The downtown area, once deserted because of internal strife just a year ago, bustling once again. Beirut is now getting international attention as a vacation destination. It's hard to explain exactly what this is. Anyway, this summer, the world is partying on the shores of the Mediterranean. Cal Perry, CNN, Beirut.